Hi, welcome to my channel again. Today I want to talk about how to get out of your own way. And as usual, I'm always talking about myself and I'm always talking to myself. So I'll talk about how I've been trying to get out of my own way, how I've been trying to remove those limiting beliefs that form the blocks on my path to success or to wherever I'm going to. So yeah, how do we do that? I just want to talk. I'll talk about 5 ways. I know there are plenty. There are going to be plenty ways, but I can't I can't do everything in one video. So I'll start with five that I could think of today. So number one I could think of was overthinking. Overthinking is a very great tool, of creating stress in our lives. We use it to punish ourselves. We use it as a way of creating problems that don't even exist. Um, we use overthinking, to procrastinate on things, on what we're supposed to be doing. Overthinking is the number one cause of stress because we are mostly worried about the future. That's why we think too much. There are problems of today, yes. May not be everything may not be solved today. Yes, I agree. But it doesn't do your body any good or your mind any good, to think about the worst possible outcome. We catastrophize the future. We believe, well, not everybody, but most of us believe that the worst is going to happen. And if you believe that the worst is going to happen, it probably is. It probably will happen. But to be honest, most times everything what we worry about, what we are thinking about, don't come to pass. I was worried about when I had submitted my PhD, my final thesis, and there's the corrections. I was really worried that I wasn't going to, I wasn't going to pass, and there was no evidence, really, because I had done all the corrections that I was told to do, and I had indicated where I'd done them. But then, you're not sure if you did the right thing or not. The only thing I could do was to do it. So I've spent months, worrying and worrying and worrying. And in the end, it didn't come to pass. I passed it and, yeah. So overthinking is one is I think is the number one, source of stress in our lives. We blow things out of proportion. That's what the mind does, and it creates that kind of danger and apprehension and anxiety in our body when we overthink. So how to get out of your own way? I'll come to that at the end. I'll list the 5 obstacles that I have for the day. Then I will try to talk about how to remove them. Then there's our internal dialogue. That's part of the thinking, but it's not exactly the same as overthinking. Our internal self-talk. I do this a lot. I'm sure a lot of you do it. I know I've spoken about it, but I have to keep saying it. So our internal dialogue very important. Most times I say, I'm worried. I'm not good enough. What are people going to think about me? What if I fail? What if I disgrace myself? Just like as I'm making this video, I could also tell myself, what if I don't know what to say? What if I stutter on the video? What if I forget my train of thought on this video? What are people going to say? Um, yeah, these are the negative questions that we ask ourselves that limit us, of course. And of course, and it's not just the negative questions. There are negative beliefs associated with them. I am not enough. I'm not good enough to make to start a YouTube channel and start teaching people about anything. I'm not of the right color, I'm not of the right height, I don't have the right weight, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I don't know enough. These are negative self-talks that we use to keep ourselves trapped in the past, that we use to keep ourselves chained to mediocrity. It's not yet time. I will do it tomorrow. All those kind of talks, when I get this, then I will do that. You're never going to do it. So that internal dialogue, very key. You need to counter them. And so you need to recognize these things while you're doing them. Overthinking, internal dialogue. Number 3 is to stop comparing yourself with other people. The reason why it sounds cliche, yes, but it's important to understand the meaning of the statement. It doesn't mean that that you're not trying to measure up, like you're not looking around to see what to. I mean, like, it's natural to compare yourself, basically, with other people. It's natural somehow to compare yourself with other people, but if you want to do the comparison, that's if you really want to compare, which is not very right. You need to understand that on your own journey, you're on a unique journey. You have your own life, your destination, where you're going to. You have your own experiences, what you have been through. Is not going to be the same with any other person's own. So I cannot be comparing myself with people that have been on YouTube for, let me say, 5 years. People who have been consistent for like 5 years. And I've been on and off, on and off, on and off. I just started making it consistent. So it would be wrong for me to compare my channel, with their own, because I don't know where they are on their journey. I don't know when this. I don't know what they are doing on their own journey, And I cannot compare my beginning with somebody else's middle of their journey. But if I start at the same time with somebody, then yeah, it's a big is comparable. You're comparing apples with apples, So you can't compare apples with oranges if you want to compare. If you want to live a life of comparison. But if you want to really live a balanced life, then you need to compare you need to compare yourself today with who you were yesterday. If you feel you're still below par, then you need to make some improvements. You need to take some actions that will take you to where you're going. So when you have complete self-awareness, when you have reached that level of having full or almost full self-awareness of who you are, and you have accepted yourself for who you are, then you're not going to be comparing yourselves with external people. You understand that it's a game that we're playing, and you have your own game to play. You have your own path to take, and you should not, let me just be clear, you should not compare yourself with anybody. No. You need to create your own goal and compare and take stock of progress, how much progress you're making. And that's the only comparison that you can make that makes sense. So, number 4, you need to watch your inner circle of friends. The people that you allow to talk to you, because that you're the average of the 5 people closest to you. That's what they say. And you're going to listen to what they say every time. So you need to build a solid support structure of people that will advance your mission or your ministry or wherever you're going to, what your goal is. So you need to be selective about the people that will be in your inner circle. That your inner circle of friends are basically the people that you speak to most of the time, the people that you go to for advice, not once in a long while. I mean, like people that you talk with regularly. It may not be up to 5, it could be 4, 3, 2, 1, it could be 10, I don't know. But you just need to keep it small, keep that circle small, and not just small, keep it effective, keep it intellectual, keep it inspirational, keep it motivational. Those are the kind of people that you need around you if you really want to succeed in this game of life. Then the last but not the least, number 5, is that you have to take inspired action. So by taking action on your goals, if you don't take action, basically that's another stumbling block for you. You're still getting in your own way if you don't take action. That means you're procrastinating. Yeah, so procrastination is, I made a video on procrastination, so you can see my video about how to overcome procrastination. Procrastination is still part of the overthinking, it's part of the inner self. They are all interrelated, in one way or the other. They are related to each other. It's coming from the same system. It's a systematic way, of blocking ourselves. So on our part, we place all these blocks there. We place our inner self-dialogue is there as a roadblock. We place the roadblock of procrastination. We have a roadblock of overthinking. We have a roadblock of having negative friends, friends that are not adding any value to your life. Then we our comparison with other people is also there. There are many blocks that we put on our own path, and we are the ones putting it. That's why I say that that you are in your own way, and you have to get out of your way by removing those blocks. By addressing them, by embracing them, by using them as a guide, as a direction to where you're going to. We'll talk about that later. I'll talk about the game of life maybe in my next video. And yeah, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.